There is a particular craft, if we are generous enough to call it that, practiced in certain corners of the British press. It is not journalism in the traditional sense. It is something closer to alchemy, the ancient, discredited art of transforming base material into gold. Except in this case, the alchemists work in reverse. They take something functional, something alive, something growing, and through the repeated application of innuendo, selective data, and breathless speculation, they transmute it into the appearance of ruin. So, welcome to Majesty Sussex Report. I'm Antonio, and thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us. So today, we are going to examine a piece of work. And I use that term in every possible sense, okay? A piece of work, which was published June 13th this year, 2026, in the Daily Fail, written by a so-called person, Alison. And the headline, with all the restraint of a carnival barker, it reads, Meghan's £3.7 million Jamageddon. So let's get the music with disclaimers and stuff and see you at the end of this. Welcome once again. Before we do our deep dive, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you who reached out to me yesterday and left wonderful messages, and for a few of you also that emailed me. Thank you very, very much. It meant, and it means the world to me. Yesterday was difficult. At the same time, the days building up to yesterday were not easy, and but we had what I'll say was a day still of celebration of the life of my father, mi papa, and we went to one of his, not just the favorite restaurant, but one of his favorite restaurants, and had a wonderful meal and share stories, and knowing that he was there among us anyways. Thank you very, very much for your kind words, and for many of you who have experienced loss, as you know, and as you've told me also, that it's a grieving process, that it could, it stays with you, because in many ways that is a love you have for that person. And it's a love that doesn't diminish or goes away because they're not physically here any longer. So you do miss them, right? And you do celebrate them. And my papa, he has survived in his children, in his grandchildren. And once again, thank you. All right, let's get into our topic. All right, so let me paint the picture for you, because context, my friends, something that is constantly absent from, number one, this article and most articles that are produced by the Daily Fail. Context is everything. It is everything. So I'm going to paint you the picture, all right? Think of me as Golden Girl Sophia. So picture this. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, launched her lifestyle brand, as ever, in April of 2025. Every item, jam, honey, tea, crepe mix, flour sprinkles, guess what happened to them? Sold out. Absolutement sold out. In minutes, not days, not weeks, minutes. She then restocked at 10 times the original volume. Guess what happened again? Come on, I'm taking bets. Exactly. That too moved and sold out. She then added a rosé wine to the range. Guess what happened? Oh, you folks learn really quickly. Thank you very much. It sold out in 44 minutes. Some say in less, but listen, I'm just going to go with the official number, okay? Now, by any reasonable measure, any measure taught in even the first year, in a first-year business course, that is a successful launch. It will take a moron not to know that. Now, demand outpacing supply. Customers returning, products moving. So how, pray tell, does one arrive at a story of collapse, of crisis, of Jamageddon? I mean, I don't know how. You must have a very, very creative mindset. You exploit a website glitch, right? Because that is what originally they sort of did. Exploit a website glitch. You cite traffic statistics stripped of all context, and you dress it up with anonymous sources. You know how much I love that, eh? I love that anonymous sources. I mean, I can't wait to meet all the anonymous sources people. They must be racking in the millions because they're so often quoted. So, anonymous sources who are conveniently never named and never verified. So, welcome, my friends, to modern British tabloid journalism. How sad. Let us examine the so-called evidence at the heart of this piece. In January of this year, a glitch on the As Ever website briefly displayed back-end inventory numbers, maximum stock quantities, for approximately 48 hours or so. Critics, and I use that word charitably, seized upon this the way a prospector seizes a fleck of rust, convinced they found gold. They loaded items into digital shopping carts, thousands of items, tens of thousands. And from this, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but from this cart stuffing exercise, this pantomime of commerce, because that's what it is, they declare they had determined Meghan's inventory level and therefore her financial failure. Do you see the idiocy of all of this? Let me be very, 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 very plain about what this methodology actually is. It is not forensic accounting. It is not market analysis. It is not even journalism. And that Alison person thinks that she is a journalist. It is the digital equivalent of basically staring through someone's kitchen window, okay, counting the tins in their pantry and filing a bankruptcy report. Did you get that? That's how idiotic it is. So it's not any analysis that is worth paying any attention to, really. The numbers they found, large numbers, yes, were entirely consistent with a brand that had publicly stated it was planning international expansion, so they wanted to test things. Large production runs precede large distribution. This is how manufacturing works. That is how every consumer goods company on this blessed planet of ours operates. When Kraft Heinz orders a million jars, no one writes a hit piece about their impending doom, right? And when you put these orders into the manufacturing or the company that you're using, you need to make these orders a year ahead of time, because everyone needs to do the adequate planning to meet consumer demand. Then there is the matter of website traffic. The article cites a Newsweek analysis showing a 33% drop in visitors between January and April. Oh, mon Dieu. Devastating, darling. Devastating. Catastrophic. Right? Catastrophe. Evidence of collapse. Oh, ring the bells, ring the bells. Or, here is my version. And there is, look, it's really important where intellectual honesty would have been useful here. Evidence of something far more mundane. You see that person from Newsweek, Jack, who the heck cares? Oh, I think he gets, I don't know. What I want to say, I'm not going to say it because let me just stick to topic and move on, all right? So January's traffic spike was driven almost entirely by the shopping cart controversy itself. So that whole thing was written, right? People who had not been to the website before might have been curious and went. Lovers and haters. Every critic, every anti-Sussex account, every curious passerby flooded at the website, not to buy jam, but to gawk. Traffic inflated by hostility is not a sales metric, my friends. And when the spectacle fades, when it fades, as spectacles always do, traffic normalizes. You see where I'm getting at? You see where I'm getting? Because you see, these supposedly intelligent people just don't know what well, perhaps they do know what they're talking about. They just don't know how to put it in normal English and tell the truth. They just don't know how to do that, right? What Newsweek's own reporting also noted, and what, Alison, what her piece conveniently omits, is that total global visits to the As Ever site exceeded 1 million. Exceeded. And the source familiar with the business indicated the brand is expected to double in size this year. 1 million visits. Projected growth. These are not the makers of a dying brand, you nincompoops. These are the makers of a brand that inconveniences a certain narrative. It doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't. So that's why they don't tell the truth, these people. And now we arrive at the question that truly matters, because this is not simply about jam, is it now? This is not about website traffic or shopping carts or best before dates or any of that. This is about something far more deliberate and far more damaging. What Alison, what her piece did not say in the Daily Fail, it never does. It was picked up, syndicated, right? So republished and amplified by outlets across the English-speaking world and beyond. That's the purpose of all of this. And that, my friends, that's the point. That's the point. That has always been the point. When I said not too long ago, I said the power and the influence that these publications have is not just contained within Britain, because it becomes, right, reproduced, syndicated, amplified, and this is in other publications, not counting the derangers that then amplified on social media. That's the purpose of all of it. That's the purpose. I mean, besides making money, of course. Here is how that machine works. And I want you to understand it clearly, because this is media literacy in action. A flagship tabloid publishes a speculative piece, all right? Speculative. Long on implication, short on verified facts. Wire services pick up the headline. Aggregators republish without scrutiny. Algorithms index the story. And within 72 hours, when an ordinary person types, as ever, the brand into a search engine, what do they find? Crisis, collapse, Jamageddon. The correction, if it ever comes, arrives late, quietly, and to a fraction of the original audience. So this is why I push back, folks. This is why I do my best to push back on certain things. This is not a bug in the system. It is the feature. The goal was never to be accurate, ever. The goal was to be first and to be loud, loud enough that the lie laps the truth several times before truth even laces up its shoes. All right, so here is where there is a big but, okay? There's a but here. Here's where today's story takes a genuinely important turn, and I mean that, really important turn, because for years the Sussex communication strategy was essentially to just let it go, right? To be silent. They say nothing, rise above it all, let it pass. And the consequence of that silence was that these tabloid narratives, unchallenged, unanswered, hardened. They calcified into received wisdom, into the kind of thing people repeat at dinner tables as though it were established facts. Not this time. No, 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 no. Not this time. Meghan's spokesperson went on record, and I would like to read this to you in full, the information that I've got here, right? Because it deserves to be heard. And here it goes. Recent claims suggesting that As Ever is facing financial difficulties or bankruptcy are entirely false and based on speculation rather than fact. As Ever continues to grow as an independent business, supported by a strong customer community and an exciting pipeline of future products. As with any growing brand, we make decisions, listen to this, we make decisions based on long-term planning and customer demand, not tabloid conjecture. Not tabloid conjecture. I mean, can it be any more beautiful? Those two words at the end, okay? Those two words. Let them sit with you for a moment. Okay, ready? Let's we're gonna sit with it. We're gonna inhale it, exhale. That is a spokesperson choosing precision over politeness. It's like a well-sharp knife, right? Choosing clarity over the comfortable ambiguity that the tabloids rely upon. That response names what the article is. Not analysis, not investigation, conjecture. That's what it is, conjecture. Dressed in the clothing of journalism and sent out into the world to do damage. This response was issued at all is significant. It signals a strategic shift, and they've been doing this ever so often now. A recognition that silence, however dignified, has a cost. It has a cost. And that cost has been paid long enough. Long enough. Alison's piece, when stripped of its theatrical language and unsourced insinuations, amount to this: a brand that launched successfully, ordered more stock in anticipation of growth, and is now navigating the ordinary, unglamorous work of building a business, is somehow evidence of impending catastrophe. That is not analysis, my friends. That is projection. That is a conclusion written first, with the evidence arranged around it like furniture in a staged home. Presentable from the front door, but hollow if you look in the rooms. The Daily Fail has published its Jamageddon, or Jamageddon, as ever has published its rebuttal. And history, as it tends to do when the noise dies down, will record which one was based in fact. There's a quote that I really enjoyed. And according to page 6, it was a quote from one of the Duchess's representatives or spokesperson. And it goes like this: the problem with all of these repetitive Alison Boshoff Daily Fail as ever doom stories are that they're like Groundhog Day. The same prediction, the same unnamed sources, the same certainty. And somehow we are still waiting for the apocalypse they promised in 2024. I tell you. Just magic, my friends. So this came up on my feed. Breaking news. Meghan Markle's UK return branded a dangerous act of desperation. And on one of those channels, there was a commentator who was just, I would say, I don't know, out of his freaking mind. He just kept saying, the usual awful things. And then somehow he weaved into his commentary that Meghan and Harry are desperate to be back in the royal fold, to be back in the family. It's just mad. I mean, they're absolutely nuts for Cocoa Puffs or something. You know, they're just absolutely crazy. They're nuts. These people are nuts. She's desperate. Oh, I almost forgot. But then he brought it back again to say, oh, well, you know, Meghan is especially desperate to be back in the royal family. She's desperate. You know, you folks are desperate. You're so desperate that there was that wedding that whoever, Philip or whoever got married, right? And they had to insert Meghan's name in their article. Can you imagine? They had to insert her name. Oh, they used the same car that Meghan Markle. Oh, come on. Come on. The woman is paying your mortgage, the bread you eat, the butter you put between your...
Are people going to be normal about this? Doubtful. I don't need to see the comments to already know what the comments are and the conspiracy theories that are already being spouted. We should play a game of bingo for what we think all the comments are going to be. So the news broke today. I don't think it's been confirmed yet. It's out there, but I don't think Meghan and Harry confirmed it, that not only are they going to the UK next year for an Invictus 1 year to go, the events that they have for that, but they'll also be bringing their children. This will be the first time in 4 years that the kids have been in the UK. And if whether or not they will see the king, it hasn't been confirmed if they will see Charles. Just expect a whole bunch of stuff to be written about. Will they see their grandfather? Are they going to see Will and Kate? Will they meet their royal cousins? Does this mean that the security issue has been fixed? Because Prince Harry has said that if the security issue has not been resolved, he will not be bringing his family back to the UK. So I'm wondering if there's like something temporary in place. Because the last time we saw Meghan publicly in the UK was 2022. So that was 4 years ago. And so for all of this to be happening, it is kind of huge.
I'm about to work out, but before I do, we have some updates about Harry's visit to the UK next month. Harry, Meghan, and the children are expected in the UK next month for events promoting the Invictus Games. This is a big deal. As far as we know, Meghan and the kids have not been back to the UK, or Lilibet hasn't been at all, since they left 6 years ago. It was because of the media coverage and the lack of protection and sometimes collusion between the media and the British royal family, which is why Harry and Meghan left in the first place. So I'm wondering what changed. Last year in May, after Harry lost his appeal to have his royal security through Ravec reinstated, he sat down with the BBC to say that he would not be returning to the UK with his wife and his children until he felt that they would be protected. Before anyone is like, he got a bespoke agreement, it's fine, it's good enough for him, he's no longer a royal. I hate to break it to you, he's still a royal. And dividing up royals as working and non-working is one of the biggest mistakes that the British royal family has made, because now they got some explaining to do about all those non-working royals who are enjoying apartments and cottages in royal occupied households that they don't even pay. No, Harry appealed to the UK government about having a proper assessment for his security needs, which didn't happen when they decided to downgrade his security when he and Meghan left the UK. We haven't heard any updates since, so I wonder if anything changed, if his security has been upgraded. I'm also super curious to see how they handle the media, because remember, Harry and Meghan are not in the rota. They don't have to invite them to cover these Invictus Games events. But I just have so many logistical questions. Are the kids going to be photographed? Is there going to be a blanket statement about not publishing photos of the kids? I'm really curious to see how this is going to go, because we've seen the media, royalists, Harry and Meghan fans online speculate about what a visit back would be and what it would look like. And now it looks like it's happening. And that's not even including if the royal family is going to see them. More to come.
Well, what do you folks think? I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I've been seeing a lot of discussion about the report that Prince Harry, Meghan, Prince Archie, and Princess Lilibet may be coming to the United Kingdom, to the UK, for the Invictus Games. And the truth is, As of this moment, neither Harry or Meghan has confirmed it. They have not confirmed that this is actually happening. Much of what we're seeing is media reporting, speculation, and people reacting to the headlines. Now, I completely understand why many in our community, in the Sussex community, will feel a certain way and feel concerned, right? I mean, I feel the same. People worry about their security. People worry about the relentless media attention and attacks. We worry about the children and whether their privacy will be respected. Those concerns are valid, very, very, very much so. But I also think it's important to remember something in all of this discussion. Prince Harry and Meghan are the parents, not the media, not the commentators, not the content creators, not even us, the people who support them. They are the ones who know the full picture. They are the ones who know the security plans, the risk, the conversations, and the precautions that may be in place. We know only a tiny fraction of what they that the media has put out presently. You know, I've followed Prince Harry's journey for years. So, Meghan, I've listened to both of them speak, especially, listen to Prince Harry speak about protecting his family. I've watched Meghan stand firmly for her children and their wellness. Because of that, I trust them. I really do. If they decide to go to the UK, I trust they have made the decision on proper information, proper preparation, proper planning, and they've done so carefully. And if they decide not to go, I trust in that decision too. Until we hear directly from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, perhaps the best thing we can do is, as supporters, I think, is respect their choice, wish and pray for their safety, and remember that no one has a greater interest in protecting Archie and Lilibeth than their mother and their father. The rest is noise, really. And I trust them, period. Right? I know the concerns that you may have is the same concerns that I have. And we continue to pray. We continue to pray. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for your support. If you are new, just discovered the channel, please subscribe. For those new people who recently subscribed, thank you for being here. I hope to see you in the comments and being active and all of that. Also, please do what the algorithm would like us to do, which again, subscribe if you're not, put your notification on, thumbs up for likes, comment is important, sharing is important, download, do the hoo-hoo lap dance, do the samba and the lambada, and all of the things that it would like us to do in order for the algorithm to know that the channel exists and people interact with the channel. Thank you once again. Be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind to your loved ones. And to that stranger crossing your path, be kind to them too, because we never know. I love you all. God bless. Until we speak again. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, you! We have a message for you! Recent claims suggesting that as Eva is facing financial difficulties or bankruptcy are entirely false and based on speculation rather than fact. As Eva continues to grow as an independent business, supported by a strong customer community. And an exciting pipeline of future products. As with any growing brand, we make decisions based on long-term planning and customer demand, not tabloid conjecture. Conjecture. Conjecture!